Does this mean that we're finally going to get together on a 911 countywide system?
No. No,
Wrong answer.
it means exactly what we're asking here. This is real progress between the city, the county, and the county government, the city government, and the rest of the operations. And I want to thank Joe Concatto for all the hard work he's done on this. I know it's been a long time coming. We have moved a tremendous amount of minds in getting this thing moving forward. We are 100% on board, and the city of Canton is going to do everything we can to make this work from our point of view and all different councils. Does that answer your question?
No. How close are we to the rest of this then?
Joe?
Well, I think, as I said, we're developing this virtual connection, and I think once that takes place, and if you're referring to bringing everybody into one building or two buildings, that eventually will happen. But the timeline on that will be, I can't answer that. I would like to have it happened a couple of years ago, but it didn't. But we're taking it step by step. There's many hurdles that we have to go over with this. I believe this is a major hurdle because it will bring the computer-aided dispatch system on a countywide level. And I believe it will happen. I cannot tell you when it will happen. But the virtual connection is certainly a big piece of it.
Mr. Smucker? Councilman Smucker?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, thank you. There's several phases to make this happen. This is one phase. We are 100% on board on this particular phase, and the rest of it, I think, in concept we're on board, but there's a lot of details that haven't even been put on the table yet. The dollars and funding haven't been on the table. These are things we're going to negotiate and try to work out. But I think right now, this is the closest we've been to having everybody on the same page, literally since this process started, not just on the CAD, but on the entire process. And I know the city of Canton and the county are very much in step. Audrey Perry and the sheriff are working very closely together. Our McKim in our 911 dispatch area is working very closely. The police chief and fire chief are on board. And I really believe that we are very, very close from our end to make this work. But there are so many other players in this process besides just the county and the city. But I think the county and the city are walking very much hand in hand in reference to where we want to go with this right now. Would you agree, Joe?
Yes, I believe the cooperation that exists today is a lot better than it existed 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when we tried to start this. So I do believe that not only with Canton and the Sheriff's Department dispatch, but also the Red Center, who has already signed a contract to agree to a 6-year maintenance agreement for a CAD system for which the county is going to purchase through their 911 sales tax fund. So actually the benefit here is this county is getting a $1.4 million computer-aided dispatch center I won't say at the expense of the county, but the county will pay for that through the sales tax dollars that was collected back in 2010, 08, and that money has been set aside since that time for developing a 911 system and a collaboration between that system, and this is a big part of that. So the $1.4 million that is going to be spent is going to be for a countywide CAD system. I know I talked to Andrea and Patrick Martin and 911, and they're in need of a new CAD system. So not only are we doing that, I think that the county will then additionally prepay for a 5-year maintenance agreement that'll help save about $125,000. What you're looking at today, the agreement that you're looking at, is that the city of Canton will agree to sign a contract with the county, who is purchasing the countywide CAD system. They will upfront the maintenance agreement, which is about $100,000 a year, and you're agreeing to pay that back over a 6-year period of time, with the first year being free warranty. So what you're really agreeing to is you're agreeing that the county will go ahead and purchase this countywide CAD system, and that you as a city will be a part of it. You'll use it. You can get rid of or no longer have to use your in-route system that you're using, and you no longer have to pay that maintenance fee to your in-route system, which I think is higher than the maintenance fee that you're going to be paying for this system. It's really a win-win, in my opinion, a win-win for the city of Canton, for the Red Center, for the county sheriff, and the commissioners.
Mr. Chairman?
Please.
And Joe, if, I don't know if you've stated the company we're using, or if you're able to do that at this point in time?
Sure, I can now. I think if, again, I said the Red Center has agreed to their contract. If the city of Canton agrees to this contract, the county will go ahead and purchase a system from New World System. And just so you know, and I brought this with me for two reasons. One, it gives me exercise when I carry it around. But this is the response from New Worlds to our RFP. And my point being is that this just wasn't something that we developed overnight. We hired a consultant, the RCC consultant. We wrote an RFP. Actually, we wrote a request for bids. And we did that RFP in January of 2013. This is the response to our RFP. It is not only a computer-aided dispatch system, it is a mobile data computer system also. Eventually what can happen is we can get a 911 call, and that call can go directly to a car that has a mobile data system. We have interfaces with CGIS, we have interfaces with LEADS, we have interfaces with NCIC, we have interfaces for fire service records. So we've got all the bells and whistles necessary so that when that 911 call comes up and we see it on a CAD screen, we can tell you everything that there exists about that property. If there was previous gun owners there, there's hazardous materials there, we'll tell you who responds there, and we'll do this on a countywide basis. But my point in bringing this and carrying this with me, I wanted you to know this is not a small project. This was a large project. We had a CAD project team, which there was 3 members of which were from the City of Canton Communications Center, Chief Whitlatch, Dean McKim, Captain Freeman. We had people from the Red Center, we had people from the Sheriff that helped with the RFP, with our consultant, helped choose our consultant, helped finalize the vendor that was going to do this. And so this just wasn't a Joe Concatto project or Commissioner Burnaby. This was throughout our community that was a part of this.
Mr. Chairman, please just continue this conversation, then you can go to questions. And I want to thank you again. This was a true collaboration between the 3 entities. For the first time, we're all going to be using the same system. By council approving this, we'll all be using this New World system. And the beautiful part about the process is this is also the same company who's doing our financial system that council approved a while ago. Our IT system upgrade that we're doing is also New World. So we already know it's going to be compatible with us, and that we're going to be compatible with the county and the Red Center, Jackson County, those areas. So this is giving us huge leaps and bounds forward in reference to eliminating hurdles that continue to arise when you're talking about creating a countywide dispatch or kind of a 911. This is a big step in allowing us to see how it's working together. And so that's one of the things that's very important about it. In reference to the city, again, this is the CAD, the CAD system. We will need to come back to council at some point for new councils, which is another part of the process. And then there's a third part of the process that we're going to come back to in reference to getting this thing completely where you want to be built, in reference to having one system, one countywide system across the board. So we are working our way towards there. There's a number of things that have to happen, but we have every intent from administration, from our safety department, police and fire, to get us where you want us to be. I can't tell you the timeline, but I can tell you that's the direction we're going.
Come back anytime.
Thanks.
Mr. Chairman, please, just for clarity, the 100,000 that the county's putting out, then you said the city then will reimburse that, or would that be spread out through all the other cities as well?
Thank you. The actual amount that they'll be putting up is $500,000. To prepay this, the original cost was $625,000. If we prepaid it for a 5-year period, it was $500,000 for $498. That'll be split. $100,000 a year will be split between the 3 agencies. The city of Canton will pay $33,000. The sheriff will pay $33,000, and then Red Center will pay $33,000, and Commissioner Burnaby will pay the other $1,000. But that'll be shared now, so that you understand that this is. I'm sorry. Now yes, this is available to Alliance. It's available to North Canton. It's available to Perry Police. It's available to CENTCOM. Right now, we're beginning with those 3 dispatch centers. Commissioner Burnaby has sent a letter to every subdivision in the county, letting them know that this exists. We have the connection capabilities to do that, so we're just waiting for them to respond. We have met with Alliance. We met with Hartville. We continue to meet with other dispatch centers who want to be a part of this. It would be a very minimal cost for them. But we needed to get it on the table. We need to get it run, and that's why. So your expense for the next, not the first year, I think it starts in July of 2015, you'll be $33,000 and maybe some change for the next 5 years. Now, you also understand that everybody says, well, how long will this last? The CAD system is 90% software. So the CAD system will last as long as your maintenance agreements will last. So you'll be looking 6 years from now to saying, okay, I need to update my maintenance agreement or keep my maintenance agreement so that I have an updated software. That's what maintenance, I mean, other than fixing any problem that you have, a maintenance agreement guarantees that you have the best solution every year that exists.
Mr. Chairman. Questions or concerns?
Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Joe, to Commissioner Burnaby, the mayor, the safety director, I want to thank you guys for working on this, because a lot of people may not know this, but I've been kind of involved way behind the scenes in this stuff since I got drug into managing a campaign back in 2006 for county commissioner. So somewhere right now, Todd Bosley is happy, because this was some of this stuff we were talking about way back then. Of course, Todd never called anybody before 2 o'clock in the morning. That was when he started making his evening calls. So I got some of these calls about this 911 system years after that campaign was over. So I'm so thrilled to see this stuff moving forward. And one day, Todd will no longer call me about it, and that's my dream. So thank you for your work on that.
Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns? Thank you. Hearing none, we will sign this one out. That ends finance at 8:14. Thank you.
Time is 8:15.